Thanks so much for joining in. Oscar Blue right here live from the border between Colombia and Venezuela. It's called Simon Bolivar. We are live right here broadcasting for every single one of you. Thank you so much for joining in. Share this video. Share this live feed. Like the video. Like the live feed. Nobody else bringing you live coverage like this. Real America's Voice News, Ben Berquam, Oscar Blue for you guys over here, all the way down in South America. The most visited, you can say, bridge that connects one country to another is this one of migrants. It is this one. It's called Simon Bolivar. In the year of 2022, more than 600,000 migrants from Venezuela transitated. Yeah, the most transitated that apparently for Ben, it says that transitated is not a word. We got a new segment that is called
Blues Dictionary.
Blues Dictionary.
Blues English Dictionary.
Blues English Dictionary. So Ben says that I make up words. One is transitated. The other one is planification. He says that it's not a word. And the other one, what is it?
Oh, what was the other one?
It's transitated, planification, and you forgot.
God, you forgot.
It is because it is a word. You forgot because it is a word. Yeah, no, you don't remember.
You're gonna say it again.
Yeah. So people saying hello to you, Ben, on the screen. So yeah, there you go.
Abu.
You got my brother Ben. All the way.
Stand back here so you can see me.
Yeah, I know. All the way down in South America, Ben. Nobody else. Real America's Voice News in the bridge where millions, it's not hundreds of thousands, it's millions of migrants that they have crossed from Venezuela, fleeing communism, into everywhere.
Yeah, they've transitated all over the world. No, it is. You know, it's wild to be serious. It's awesome to be down here with Blue, and we are going to create that the Blues English Dictionary. I love that. But it's crazy because you have to be here. You know, you travel. We do all this reporting and go all over the place. But it's one of those things. Until you go to that place, you really don't understand anything. I mean, you understand what you see on TV. When you come here, you never know the untold, the story that's never been told, or that you didn't realize was even going to be a story, which is what we've seen today. The craziest thing is just the starvation of Venezuela, the destruction that socialism and communism has. We were sitting here on this bridge and just watching. It's cart after cart, and it's slowed down a little bit now because it's getting later in the afternoon. But this morning it was. They're full carts coming in from Colombia, food and essentials, toilet paper and everything else going into Venezuela, and then empty carts. You can see some of them coming off to our side right here, just totally empty carts coming back out. And that's because Venezuela doesn't have anything to give back. They're so starved for resources that they're just taking it in. So, I mean, that basically Colombia is keeping Venezuela going. And it's just, you know, it's sad, and it's communism, it's socialism. It's
one of the things that we experienced today is that we gave $10 to a guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, you just cured. He had his child without medicine, and he said, you just cured my child I'm going to buy medicine and food. He said that. And I'm like, wow.
$10 changed his life. And it's like, man, that's you want to know what socialism, communism versus freedom and capitalism is? That's it. It's like total devastation.
And in the
total
meantime, you
destruction.
got the Democrats in the United States pushing
for socialism. It's sick. It's absolutely sick. And that's really the battle that we're in. You know, you have Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and all these leftists talking about root causes. That's the root cause. They are the root cause. It's these people that are pushing for socialism and communism, for globalism, and not talking about the corruption. It's the corruption of Venezuela. It's the corruption of all of the countries that people are fleeing.
Because a lot of the people from Venezuela, they don't want to go. They want to stay.
They love their country. They're proud people. The Venezuelan people. Venezuela 20 years ago was the most prosperous country in South America. Now it's a hellhole. Literally, the guy said God doesn't live there anymore when we interviewed him this morning. And it's
so sad.
It's so sad. But they want to live there. The solution is not to have everybody leave and invade America. The solution is to fix the countries where they're at, just deal with the corruption, because you can't have this. You can't have this forever. I mean, this is just. But that's what the left wants. That's what they want, this chaos, so that they can have power and control.
The transitation.
Yeah, they want massive transitation.
Here you got it, my brother right here, Ben Berquam. We're still live right here for all of you guys. And the most shocking thing is, I was saying earlier that we were doing a live feed and I had to cut it off because I had to cut it because we were going to go on a live hit on a broadcast. The most sad thing about it is the resources and the situation of resources, as we were explaining. You hear all the shopping carts coming. You see that? They're empty shopping carts coming in from Venezuela. All of these are empty shopping carts that they're coming in to Colombia to buy food. And when they come back, you will see full shopping carts. Look at this. Look, this is a clear explanation. Look, there's a full shopping cart right there. Look, full shopping cart. Full shopping cart. That is how sad it is, the situation. That is how bad it is. The resources, food starvation, the food shortages, the medicine shortages. Also, you see a lot of people, and hopefully you will see another one. We just saw a person in the wheelchair. You will see a lot of people in wheelchairs coming in from Venezuela to Colombia to get medical attention. Saludos, señora, saludos. To get medical attention into Colombia. You will see a lot of that. You will see a lot of people that they travel. There's a wheelchair right here. Look, I'm not even lying. You see it right there. There's people that they're coming for medical attention. This is how bad it is. This is what the leftists in the part of the United States, this is what they want. This is basically what they want. They want the full collapse of the economy of the United States so they can construct their own economy and they can be they're the ones that they're imperialists. They're the imperialists. They're the ones that they are the fear mongers, the ones that they're creating the hysteria. They're the ones that they create this chaos. And because of those false governments, because of those communist governments, you got people suffering. The normal citizen, the normal average citizen, they're the ones that they are suffering for food, for medicine, for work, just for average work. We were doing several interviews, and one migrant that we were interviewing, that he returned back from the Darien Gap because he didn't have enough money to pay off the industry that Joe Biden has created, that is the incentivization of the organized crime in Central America, South America, and also North America, of humongous human trafficking. Because he didn't have enough money to pay off the coyotes and the guys, he had to return back. But we asked him, how did you pay off all of that? And he said, I had $500 and I paid it all off. I said, well, if you don't have money, how do you found yourself to have $500? And he said, well, I had to sell my washer, my dryer, my clothing, my car, my house, everything I had to sell. He sold everything and he came back again to his country with absolutely nothing, because it is a horrible journey, because it is way difficult to pass the Darien Gap, because it is a horrible travesty, and it is created by these governments that they just, their number one purpose is to destroy the country. You got these godless people that they're running those countries. There's no God in their societies. There's no God in their communities. And it is not the people that they don't want God. You can actually see the Venezuelan people praying for God, praying for their country to be better, for one day to come back to the country. I have received multiple messages on Instagram of people that they follow me from Venezuela. And they have said, hey, you know what, Oscar? Hey, God bless you. Hey, I don't live far away from that port of entry. If you go to my house, I'll offer you my house. And some of the people they're crying. They want to return back to Venezuela. They love their country, but sadly it has nothing to offer, and they had to flee their country, and they go to Spain, they go to Chile, they go to Peru, they go to Ecuador, they go to different places to find a life. Of course, they go to the United States of America. That is the number one that has, opened their doors for these open border policies that Joe Biden has created, and because of that, millions have died. Because of that, I'm just saying what it is. It's not me, it's the migrants that they have said it on screen. Hundreds of thousands of people have died in the Darien Gap. This bridge, if this bridge can speak for themselves, if this bridge can talk for himself, millions of people have migrated through this bridge of Simon Bolivar. 2 months ago, if you go back right now and don't Google me, go into your Google or DuckDuck or Mozilla, whatever you use, and Google 2 months ago, this bridge, when supposedly Title 42 was implemented, and under the Biden administration, Title 42 has been a complete failure, has not worked. And you got the best liar that is Alejandro Mayorkas, that is, his hands are covered with blood with all these people that they have gone on this travesty because of his open border policies. But go 2 months up to this date before, and you will see hundreds of thousands of people packed on this bridge that they were coming back to Venezuela because of Title 42. And now the flow has continued. The flow has continued again because they notice that the United States of America in the Biden administration has not done something firmly to create a message to say, this is the pathway. This is the way that you have to do it. This is the correct way that you have to do it. There's no education from the Biden administration to the immigration issue. But also, instead of educating the immigrants to how to migrate and who's the legitimate case of asylum and who's not, you give money to NGOs for them to be the educators and for them to indoctrinate people on how to do it in a way that is incorrect. Because I have heard stories, and it's not let me see this bus, this tractor that is coming out empty. If you see tractors coming out empty, and hopefully you will see another tractor coming in loaded, because there's no food, there's no exportation from Venezuela. Sadly, that Venezuela has nothing in terms to goods to offer to another country. That is the sad thing about it. And they were one of the richest countries in the whole continent. It's not just it's not just a specific part. In the whole continent, it was one of the most richest countries in petroleum. So you have to understand the main purpose of this trip, that is from our network, Real America's Voices, lead chief border correspondent Ben Bergquam, and myself. I copy that from Steve Bannon. He loves to say that, Ben. He loves to say that. So head chief lead correspondent Ben Bergquam and myself, Oscar Blue, for you guys, is to show you this reality. This is the reality. We found ourselves in the most. We are here to document the mass migration from point A to point Z. But we found ourselves with this thing that is it's a humongous crisis. It is the food crisis. Empty carts right there, empty, and you're going to see full loaded carts full with food coming in from Colombia to Venezuela. This tells you about communism and socialism. It does not work. It does not work. And you got some, political party also in our country of Mexico that they're pushing this. They're pushing this to be implemented in Mexico. They're making a union of friends with the Díaz-Canel in Cuba, with Ortega in Nicaragua. You got AMLO rescuing the family of the leftist, progressive of Peru. And also you have AMLO rescuing Evo Morales from Bolivia, another radical progressive leftist. Then you have all these ideologies. You guys have to understand the whole continent of America, as I have said before, it is under communist and globalist attack. The whole continent. If you get to see from Canada how it is ruled all the way to south, if you Trudeau, Canada, Biden, United States, AMLO, Mexico, you got Xiomara Castro, Honduras, you got Ortega, Nicaragua. The only one that is rescuing Central America is Nayib Bukele, that is in El Salvador. From there, you go to Bolivia. Big problem. Peru, you guys are seeing what is happening right now. The guy tried to renew the Constitution, and he tried to dismantle Congress. The Pedro Castillo, the ex-president, that he's now in prison, by the way, because he tried to dismantle Congress, because he tried to change the Constitution. You got Peru, you got Argentina. You have now Brazil that is going to drift drastically into socialism with the new president Lula. You have the problems in Chile. You have problems in Venezuela. You got problems in Peru. You got problems of these leftists all over the place. The whole continent of America is collapsing under this, socialistic ideology of being more humanitarian, where they're not doing anything about it. And the enemy is, of course, God for them. The enemy is, of course, capitalism. The enemy is, of course, law and order. That is when you are, when you are a person that supports that particular systems or your beliefs. And you believe in God, you believe in law and order, you believe in that. When you're a person that you believe in that, particularly they start saying that you're xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, imperialistic, white supremacist, and all this crap that they pull off. The language barrier, the language material, the language, interference of oppression, of victimization. So, mándeme, señora, mándeme, dígame. Es mi canal personal, pero estamos trabajando para un medio norteamericano. Ese es el medio, mire, que está ahí, el que está en la cachucha. Sí, de Estados Unidos. Mucho gusto, señora. ¿Cómo se llama?
Cecilia Tobar,
¿De dónde es?
Valles del Tuy.
¿De Venezuela?
Sí.
¿Me da un minuto? Sí, venga para acá la cámara, mire. It's a migrant from Venezuela. Let me just talk to her. Señora, ¿de qué parte dice que es?
Yo vengo de los
Déjeme.
Valles del Tuy, Estado Miranda. En verdad la situación allá está más peor que de aquí, pero bueno, por lo menos si uno hace algo, cualquier cosa para uno sobrevivir. Allá no se puede
Déjame.
hacer nada.
Voy a traducir cuando usted hable porque la audiencia es en inglés.
Okay.
Entonces, she's saying that it's a catastrophe, the situation over there, that is really bad over there, and you cannot do anything over there. Cuando usted dice que no se puede hacer nada, es la realidad de los recursos alimenticios, es una verdad. No hay alimento, no hay medicina.
No hay medicina, no hay alimento, no hay nada para allá. Imagínese usted, yo tengo una platina en el pie y tuve que venirme para acá a ver si me opero aquí en Colombia porque allá no hay los recursos.
What we were talking about, I just asked her the resources and the health issue and also medicines. Are you lacking of those over there? And he said, absolutely, yes. That is the main problem that we have. We don't have nothing over there. And she said that she has a problem in her leg and she had to come over here to Colombia to get an operation, to get attended. Señora, usted tiene hijos.
Todos están en los Valles del Tuy. Aquí está una sola hija conmigo, todos están allá. Más bien estoy buscando las maneras de ver cómo fabrico aquí, cómo consigo un terreno aquí, cómo consigo
Para
aquí
vivir acá.
para vivir acá.
¿Por qué no se puede en Venezuela?
No.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see if I can buy land over here in Colombia because we can't live in Venezuela anymore. It is really bad in Venezuela. ¿Qué opina usted acerca de la migración, el éxodo? Porque ya no es una migración, es un éxodo de venezolanos que salen de su país por la situación tan crítica que se encuentra. What is your opinion on the exodus of Venezuelans that they're fleeing their country because of the economy and the situation that is happening right now?
Lo que pasa es que, mira, esto no es un secreto para nadie de que la situación económica está por el suelo. Y aparte que la situación económica está por el suelo, la comida cada día está más cara y lo peor del colmo es que se gana en bolívares para comprar en dólares. Entonces, ¿cómo se puede sobrevivir allá?
There's no secret to all that we have a catastrophe of a problem with food. And the most important thing is that the food is really expensive, and you got to buy it with bolívares, and they sell it in dollars. So it is really difficult to buy food and to ultimately to live in Venezuela. Muchas gracias, señora. Muchas gracias, le agradezco mucho. Muchas gracias el tiempo. Muchas gracias.
Mira, una pregunta que te voy a hacer.
Dígame.
¿Qué posibilidades hay de que por lo menos yo que tengo esa platina, que tengo que sacármela, tengo que hacer una operación aquí en mi pierna, qué posibilidad hay de que Estados Unidos me deje?
No sabré decirle, señora. No sabré decirle opinar. Okay, ándele. Muchas gracias, Sandra. So here we have, that was an interview, and specifically we have the loaded trucks coming in. Look how this is something different. So they come in, they go out of Venezuela empty, and you have loaded containers. Let me see if this one is loaded, and if it is full or loaded, you will have a lock on the back. Look at this. So this one is full, that one's full. So all of these containers are full. All of these containers are loaded. They're saying that corruption is Venezuela government. It is corruption, and that the Venezuela government they hate the Venezuelan government, man. It's obvious. These are all full containers. All full containers. Look, there's another full container coming in with food, resources, toilet paper, hygiene, and you got people yelling right now that the government of Venezuela is the most corrupt government, and they live under a dictatorship. Look at it. You got people on wheelchairs. Also, as I was mentioning, that they're going for medical attention in Colombia. This is the reality. Another load of another container, 40-foot container. These containers that they're using to put a wall, but there's that they're spending millions on these kind of containers, man. But this is another full container also. This is the crisis, the food crisis, and the health crisis that these communist countries are living. And this is the sad thing about it. The really sad thing about it, that nothing is being done, and that Maduro, it is still the president or dictator of the country. Look, this is Venezuelan officials right here, as they are behind me, and they're standing right here. They're mad and they're upset. Apparently, they're mad and they're upset because we're recording. But they cannot do anything. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. And we're in the limitations. They're really upset. They're mad because we're recording. We're doing. They did exactly the same thing in the other port of entry. They approached us and they told us, "Hey, you know what? What are you guys doing over here?" And specifically with Americans. Specifically with Americans. They think they see me speaking. They think that I'm an American, but I'm a Mexican citizen. But particularly with Ben, they tried. They immediately approached when he was in the limitations between Venezuela and Colombia. So now they have approached over here. They're standing in the limitations to make sure that we do not enter their country. Meanwhile, you have thousands of other people that they're coming in and out. And these are people that they're from Colombia, possibly, that they're from their own country of Venezuela. But in particularly, because we're recording and because we're exposing the crisis that is living, and ultimately the food crisis and the health crisis, you have this kind of situation that officials, they don't want you to see, and they don't want us to show you this. So this is I name it what it is, the communist regime of Nicolas Maduro that is behind us, and ultimately that is the problem. That is the problem, and I believe that they hate their job. Really, I believe that they really don't like their job. I really, literally think that they wish that they can be happy and they can enjoy their job, but ultimately they don't, because you can actually see it in their faces. You can actually see it in their facial expressions that they do not like their job. And we're standing right here in the middle as multiple people are crossing back and forth. I'm gonna cut the live feed. We're gonna record it. We're gonna do some B-roll video, and ultimately we want to know what is going on over here again. As we are immediately, when they see us with cameras in the middle of the limitations between Colombia and Venezuela, they come and approach us and they want to just say, "Hey, we're here and we're not going to let you in." And particularly if you don't come in through what it is, not like this, because they will not allow us to go like this. They will immediately stop us and ask for multiple, identifications or multiple things that will ask us.
I just want to let you know, I just went on the U.S. website about travel to different countries, and this is what it says about Venezuela. It's level 4, do not travel. Wow. Do not travel to Venezuela due to crime, civil unrest, kidnapping, and arbitrary enforcement of local laws. Reconsider travel due to wrongful detention, terrorism, and poor health infrastructure. So just FYI, if you were thinking about it, we were thinking about doing it as an American citizen. We were thinking about doing it. It's that wrongful detention. They know what's going on here. Mm-hmm. It's ironically, it's the same criminals that run Venezuela. It's that same mindset that run the cartels, that run all of these criminal organizations that the left in America are supporting through all of their open borders policies.
And they're copy pasting what they're doing. It's exactly that.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable.
So thank you so much for joining this live feed. My bro right here, Ben Berquam, transitated.
I transitated from over there to here.
Blues, what is it?
Blues English Dictionary.
Blues English Dictionary.
That's terrible.
God bless you guys from Cucuta, the border.
Even our guys are like, they're so terrible.
The border of Simón Bolívar. God bless you guys.
We
We will be
almost harmonized.
oh,
It was
almost
so
the same.
close. We got to.
We need to do an
We'll
episode
we'll
about
practice.
that. We'll
We'll
practice.
practice.
We'll practice with you guys. God bless you guys. Stay safe, and like we always say, peace and love, because always your country first. God bless.